Okay.
Texting.
Glad we got that out of the way
126,
before we're on air.
019er. Hey.
Is that a Fat Albert reference?
Fat Albert Halloween special, baby. It is that time of year, boys and girls. Octobre. My favorite month, my little tiny one. By the way, happy belated birthday. Mia turned 11 yesterday.
Hey.
11 years old for the tiny one who's not so tiny anymore. She's breaking.
That was 2 days ago, right? Monday?
Yeah, technically. Technically 2 days ago. Anyway, I didn't bring it up Monday night because she was all bashful and embarrassed, and I'm like, but I'm doing it now. Anyway, happy birthday, sweetie. Love you. 11 years old. So, welcome back to the Sack. Wet My Whistle Wednesday. Hey, we have hit the midweek and the baseball postseason. I haven't
wet my whistle yet.
No, we'll do that. Don't worry. We will definitely wet the whistle. Anyway. Postseason baseball, we are going to Major League Playoff Preview tonight, segment 1. We are going to talk all things. I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've looked at this yet, but I was looking at it all day the other day. I'm sure he was salivating over it. Donneybrooks are imminent. Okay,
Donneybrooks abound.
They are. You couldn't have asked. Seriously. You couldn't have asked for these matchups. This is great. Great stuff happening this weekend. And it starts Friday, right? Friday 12/07 or whatever.
For the first time ever, there are 4 wild card series happening.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Best 2 out of 3. Yes. This has never happened. They've had 1 wild card team, then they had 2 wild card teams with the single elimination game.
Yeah. Now they got the best out of 3. This is going to be fun.
Now there's 3 wild card teams in each league.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Anyway, that is the redoubtable Tom Izzo. I am the highly questionable one, RJ Miliaccio. It is IDD for those of you that know. I don't disagree for those of you just learning the ropes and the ways of the world, because that's what we are, the ways of the world.
For those of you who are confused that we'll have a Mets hat and a Boston hoodie.
And so those of you aren't confused on what I don't speak. But we're going to speak to some of those people, or about some of those people tonight that speak it fluently. Anyway, so welcome back. Right. We're going to start Major League Baseball. So, playoffs. Boy, do we have playoffs. How many? 4 first round? Is it right? 2 in the...
There's 4 wild card series.
4 wild card series. Best out of 3.
Friday through Sunday. If they go 3.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, pitching matchups, styles make fights. This is, oh man, you got it all in this first weekend of baseball. Yeah. And I got news for you. This was the smartest thing baseball ever did.
This is
really the smartest thing they ever did. If you want to grow interest, this is how you do it. Turn it into a March Madness like bender and just make it. And here it is. And every time you turn the channel, another meaningful game is on. Yeah. Another team's season is literally this is it.
And I think
it's gonna be fun.
A 3-game series really makes it so that every game they play does feel like that.
It does. It almost feels like the one and done in the NCAA.
But it's not as bad as the one and done.
No, it's not.
In years past, when they did, the 2 wild card teams would play each other, and the loser, you're done.
Yeah.
And the winner of that wild card game goes on to the divisional round.
Yeah.
That was so abrupt.
It was in
2016.
You almost couldn't enjoy it.
Right.
Because it was
if your team lost that game.
Yeah, it was like there was no chance
it was awful.
Yeah, it was like
in 2016, the Mets went to the wild card game. They had a better record than the Giants. The Giants came to Citi Field, and the Giants beat them. Madison Bumgarner threw like 9 scoreless innings. And the Mets lost in extra innings. And it's like, you're happy your team got to the playoffs, but they got 1 game.
All right.
1 game.
And he's
so
right.
So now they're guaranteed at least 2.
At least 2.
You're guaranteed at least 2 games.
You're going to get 2 shots to force that third one.
Exactly.
By the way, that's going to be cool because then you're going to get some really awesome pissing matchups because you got to get all your aces. So all the aces are going to be lined up this weekend. You're going to see the best. Every great pitcher that's available is going to be pitching on Friday.
And look, no team had to have their ace pitching on the last game of the season. Everybody was wrapped up by that. Mm-hmm. So you don't have anybody who's like, oh, we just threw our best pitcher, now they're not available for game 1 of the wild card.
No, this all lined up.
Yeah.
So kudos to Major League Baseball. This looks like it's going to be a Donnie in the Brook. We are going to go through. We're going to start. I'm going to do it right now. We're going to go and we're going to pick one. We're going to end with the Mets because I know that's what he wants to talk about most. So we're going to start with the other 3.
But I just want to list the times real quick.
We're going to. Well, I'm going to give you the first one.
I want to list the times. Okay, so on Friday, you have Tampa versus Cleveland at 12:07. Okay, 2 hours later, while that game is still going on, maybe in the 6th inning, the Phillies and the Cardinals kick off in St. Louis.
Oh, they are going bing, bang, boom. I like
Yep.
that. Back and forth.
Okay,
Yeah.
then at 4 o'clock you have the other American League series. So you go American National, American
National.
So you got Seattle at Toronto at 4:07. Like I said, 2 hours later. So at that point, the first game is over, the second one is deep, and boom, the third one starts.
Yeah, so it's just an overflow.
You have the finale of the night, the heaviest hitters, I believe, in this whole series.
In this first round.
The Padres and the Mets at 8:07. They are the night game.
They are the night game on Friday night.
And basically, they'll be on by themselves because that 4:07 game
will be done.
There's a chance that it could go that long, but it won't be too much into that game.
But you look at these series, and we're going to go through each one of them. Starting with Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Now, look, Cleveland.
That's the one I don't know that much.
Yeah,
about.
well, this is the thing. Well, we know this. We know Tampa's pitching is elite. We know that. Cleveland is the enigma of this whole thing.
Because they get that in Cleveland because they're the division winner.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though Tampa's a better team record-wise, they go to Cleveland
because Cleveland won the division.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Cleveland has kind of been under the radar because of, Aaron Judge chasing history and, these teams flirting with 100 games and the race that was the great race that was the NL East with the Mets and the freaking Atlanta baseball team. So that was right down to the last week. So all these things were up there going on. And then you had like the Mariners trying to fight their way and they came out of nowhere. The Mariners had like a 12 or 14-year drought. They're now in. Yeah. So you had all these things going on. And here they were under the radar, the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians. And they just kind of
probably the youngest team.
Yeah,
in the whole
I think they are actually. And so they just kind of been under the radar. No one's talking about them. He's like, oh yeah, Arrow's head. Oh yeah, Cleveland's still ahead. Well, moving on, and that was it. No one broke down anything. No one's looking at it. No one is doing nothing.
Look at this though. I'm looking at some team stats for Cleveland because the only thing I know about them is the two players that they have as a result of trading Francisco Lindor to the Mets. That's all I know.
Otherwise, you would know nothing. Right. You wouldn't even know the ball. You wouldn't even know the symbol in the ball.
And also, they're the third baseman, who kind of reminds me of Devers, Jose Ramirez.
Yes.
Like same type of lefty, just unbelievable bat. Maybe he's not a third baseman. Maybe he's
got a lot of power. Though.
Yeah, he's a beast. So him, Rosario, and Jimenez, the two other guys they got from the Mets. But I just looked at some stats. So they're sixth in the league. They're sixth in the majors in batting average. Okay. They're fifth in the majors in team ERA. And right there you see,
they're not a fluke.
That's why they're a good team.
They're not a fluke.
Right. So they're not going to be bopping they're probably similar to the Mets in that. They're not going to be bopping the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, this is the thing, and this is what I love about this because I love playoff anything. If it's got a playoff and there's a world title at the end of that rainbow, sign me up. I don't care what it is. I'll watch it because I know there's an ultimate prize involved, which means the contestants are the best in the world. Because you know that right there. If there's a big fat trophy at the end of this rainbow, you know that the best in the world are lined up to go get it. So to me, that's fun. And I don't care what the sport is. If it's good, I'll watch it. Okay, because I know I'm watching the best. I'll pay to see it. Okay. So anyway, but the thing about this is, you look at to his point about Cleveland. And look, they've got, their best hitter hits just below 300, 298. So he's good, good, not great. So they don't even have a 300.
Who's their best hitter? Is it?
It's, by average, it's Kwan. Stephen Kwan.
Oh, that's right. He's a rookie this year.
Yeah, he's a rookie. And these guys are young. Ramirez, to your point, he is a third baseman. Right? He's got 20, just missed 30 dingers. So solid.
How many ribbies for him? He had a lot of ribbies. He's got
126.
126?
Yep. He 126.
That's a producer right there.
Yeah. And his OPS his OPB was BP was 355. He was a 280 hitter, so this kid was a good hitter.
Yeah.
OPS was 869. So
that's very good.
It's very good. So but the thing is, you start looking at this lineup, and it starts becoming apparent. Hey, this team kind of belongs here.
Yeah, they're good.
You're like, holy shit!
But their record just doesn't appear to be the same as some of the other ones.
Yeah, which tells me that what did they finish? What was their final record?
Actually, they're 22 games over.
Yeah, they were 22 games over.
92 and 70. Yeah, so they finished strong.
They're a good team.
Finished really strong.
If you're over 20 games over, you're a good team.
Yeah.
You are. So
because what is Tampa?
Tampa is, I think they were 95 or 97.
Tampa's 10 games over.
10 games over. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Well, they're in what division?
That's true. That's true.
But to your point, you're right. So I mean, the thing is like.
But when you first look, you go, okay, Tampa's going to win this game.
Well,
or this series.
The thing is, every time Tampa's on TV, who are they playing? They're playing the Blue Jays. They're playing the Yankees. They're playing the Orioles. They're playing teams that are all. Yeah. So then you've got these guys.
The Red Sox tonight, right?
The Red Sox beat them.
Yeah.
Twice. Not that anyone cares. Now it doesn't matter. The Red Sox beat the Rays.
God, Boston finished 6 under.
6 under. Okay, and I got news for you. That guy, they better bring back Bogarts and Devers, but no, we're not talking about them. They deserve to be talked about.
That's true.
Fuck you, Red Sox. Fuck you, John Henry. Do something. Anyway,
so
back
Tampa,
to these guys.
10 games over.
Yeah.
Tampa's always good. I don't know know that much about Tampa either.
Pitch. I know about that pitching line.
Yeah, I know they always
can pitch.
Their number one started the All-Star game.
Yeah, they can pitch with anybody in this league, and that's why they're the team that everybody's afraid of, because everybody knows pitching beats hitting, and they're right there in terms of their 1, 2, 3. Also,
do they hit?
They're not.
So they're 17th in batting.
Yeah, they're not
average.
Really a hitting team. They win 3-2, 2-1, shit like that. 4-3 maybe.
Let's see what their team ERA is.
I mean, but they're
fourth.
They're fourth in baseball.
Fourth in baseball in team ERA.
That's what I'm saying. They're right there, and that's in the AL East.
That's ahead of the Braves. That's ahead of Cleveland.
Yeah, they're in the AL East, and they're
ahead of the Mets.
Okay. You play murderer's row even the Red Sox, who stunk, had a lineup.
Right.
I mean, so the bottom line is they were playing murderer's row every night.
You played 19 against the Yankees and Blue Jays.
Yeah. Think about that. 38 games. That's a lot of trouble. And they're both in there. So anyway, the bottom line is these series are all very compelling and all in different ways. And that, to me, is what makes it so interesting. Is that there's so many different styles, and all of them can win. All of them have a path that can win this. I said a couple weeks ago, and I take it back, because I wasn't looking at their roster, because I don't think anybody was outside of Cleveland.
You think Cleveland has a chance to win this?
I'll tell you right now, what you just said about their hitting and their team ERA, their pitching, they are good.
Yeah.
They're legitimately good.
No doubt.
So if you're right there and you're in the top 5 or top 6, yeah, you have a shot. It's not like I have more faith in them, given that Tampa Bay is 17th in batting. So here's what we know. If a Tampa Bay pitcher has an off night, they can't out-hit anybody. Yeah. Not in this tournament, they can't. Okay? There's nobody left in this field that they can out-hit. They are the worst. I would bet they're the worst lineup in this field. Batting average.
Tampa?
Yeah, you said they're 17th in hitting.
Batting average-wise, that's a good question.
I'll bet you. Let's see it. They might be the worst hitting team in this thing.
Out of all the teams
Out of all the teams left. See if you can find that stat.
That's a big statement.
I'd be willing to bet that they're the worst. If not,
so we're going to go team average.
It's going to be either them or Cleveland.
Okay, so let's help me count the teams.
There's 12 of them.
Right, but I'm going to say their names. You got to keep track of them.
Okay.
So first in batting average in baseball, Toronto Blue Jays.
Yep.
Second, New York Mets.
Yep.
Fourth, Dodgers.
Who's third?
Red Sox.
That drives me.
But I'm calling out the play.
Yeah, go keep going.
That's
just to piss me off.
So we're at 3. We're at the Dodgers.
Yep. 4 was the
6. Yeah, 4 was the Dodgers, but that's the third playoff team.
Yep.
6 is the Guardians.
Oh wow. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Cleveland.
8 is Philly.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 8 is Philly.
8 is Philly.
Tied with Philly are the Braves.
Yep.
The Atlanta baseball team.
Okay.
Number 10 is St. Louis.
Yep.
12 is Minnesota. 12 is Houston.
Yeah.
15, Yankees.
Yeah.
Tied for 15, Padres.
Yeah.
Is that everybody?
Where's Houston again?
Houston was 12.
Yeah, that's everyone.
And then right after the Padres,
is
Tampa Bay Rays.
They are the worst offensive lineup in this tournament.
That's crazy that the Padres are second.
That's crazy.
Well, that's only average. What's
crazy is Cleveland is better than we thought they were.
Yeah, obviously.
That's what's crazy. We didn't look at.
But hold on, let's look at home runs, because we're looking at average.
Well, average is kind of big.
Because now this is going to flip-flop things.
Probably.
Average is kind of big, but it's not big the way it used to be. Think about the teams at the top of that list. Red Sox, Mets, Blue Jays. Not the best teams in the league.
No, well,
some of the best.
The Mets won 101 games.
That's true.
What are we talking about? Okay, the only team that doesn't belong in there is the Red Sox.
No, but I'm saying now we got.
What were the Yankees fifth? Well, no, the Dodgers were.
The Yankees were.
The Dodgers
14th.
are fourth.
Yeah,
that's 110.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So there's. But anyway, go on.
But look, so let's look at home runs too because that's important.
Yeah.
So Yankees obviously. Yankees, Atlanta baseball team, Astros, Dodgers, Phillies, Blue Jays, Mariners. Oh, we didn't look at the average for the Mariners. Mariners, Cardinals, Dodgers, Mets at 15, thank God.
Yeah.
Padres at 21.
So they're worse than that's average? Or
No,
home
this
runs?
is home runs.
This is home runs, yeah.
And the Guardians 29. That could hurt them.
All right, they don't have power. They have to manufacture.
They can't
runs.
hit home runs at all.
Not for
second to last.
Second to last in the league. So they're worst home run.
So that's the thing. It's hard to say that the Rays have the worst lineup because power-wise, they have a much better lineup than.
What I would say is that
Tampa's 25.
They're worse.
So Tampa's 25 in home runs.
And 17,
Cleveland is 29.
So they're
but
close.
Average-wise,
Cleveland's way better.
Yeah.
So Tampa has that pitching.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And if you have pitching travels, boys and girls. We've seen this too many times to count in my lifetime. So where a pitching staff shut down an amazing lineup in a series, not one game in a series. So,
but think about this: Tampa's fourth in team ERA. The Guardians are sixth.
I'm telling you,
Only
this is going to be a compelling series. All of these series are worthwhile matchups. All of them. There isn't one like Anabala with that one. There isn't one there in the first round. So, and that's hard to do, by the way. That's hard for a sport to have that many good teams and that do this is the thing about this. It wasn't like there's a team that's like 5 games over, 3 games over, got in by they won the Norris division and whatever. No, none of that shit happened. Okay? So, I'm looking at these matchups and I'm just like, I'm kind of mad that they're overlapping because I want to watch the full game each one, and I'm not going to be able to do that unless I get 2 screens going at once. Okay? Which my wife will probably kill me given my family's flying in for the weekend. But so the thing is, if you are a sports fan, tune in this weekend because I promise you're going to see some amazing stuff from Major League Baseball. And it's the best thing they ever did.
I hope the games turn out that way.
I think they will. I think these matchups dictate.
Well, let's jump to the next matchup.
Well, the next one.
So that was the 12 o'clock.
So
matchup.
the Phillies and the Cardinals. Now this one.
Another Donnie.
This one's got Donnie written all over it. So
should I go to the stats again?
Yes, we need to. This one to me has the potential to be the best series of the first round. I think it's good. I think that can be that could be 3 games, slug it out, 1-run affair each time. You're going to be hanging on every managerial move, every pitching change, every pinch hitter. I think that series has that kind of potential. I do. So, and the second I saw it, I'm like, wow, okay, here we go. Just these 2 teams, yeah.
Okay, so an amendment to what we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The Mariners actually have the worst average of any of the teams remaining.
So they're lower than Tampa?
They're 26th.
Where are they in home runs?
Man, God.
Where are they in home runs?
Let's see.
Because they came on at the end of the year. And I know they got pitching.
Yeah, that's the only way they're in it, right?
Yeah.
And they're 9th in home runs. So
all right, so they're in the top 10. That's one thing. What's their pitching? Did you check their pitching?
Let's see. Team ERA, Seattle, 8th.
See that? Another team in the top 10 in 2 very important categories.
In 3?
Yeah. So I'm saying, not hitting. They were bad.
Oh, that's right.
But the other 2, you think about it. So you want to know why these teams got here? Because if they were lacking in one area, they made it up in 2 other areas.
Right,
not 1, 2. And what's that first matchup look like for pitching for this one? Who are the 2 aces going in that one?
So Philly has 3 really good starters at the top.
Yeah.
They have Wheeler, Nola, and Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach Wheeler, I would say he's the ace of the staff.
He's the ace? Okay. Yeah.
Because he's a constant 7 to 8. Like, he could literally pitch 8 innings on Friday.
See, that's rare.
Yeah.
By the way, there aren't many pitchers that can go 7-8 consistently and not even flinch. Mm-hmm. But he's one of those dudes.
He could throw 8 against the Cardinals and give up 2 runs. and you would take that
against
every
the
day of
yes.
the week.
Yes, you would.
But then you also have Aaron Nola, who on a lot of teams I think is the number one.
Yeah.
I think he's gotten a little roughed up this year, but
Yeah.
Aaron Nola's a good starter.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the Cardinals starters, I don't know a ton about them. All I know is that Adam Wainwright is still pitching.
Yeah.
Yadier Molina is kind of playing. He's kind of in and out this year.
Well, did you see what was their ERA? What are they? Hold on.
The Cardinals ERA?
Yeah, I was gonna say where were they?
They're 10.
They're 10 in the. All right, so top 10 team, another one.
They're 10.
Yep.
Now,
And
Philly, on the other hand, is 17
in
ERA.
yeah, that's kind of strange because that must mean after those 3 starters they got nothing.
Well, I think there was also some injuries with those starters, and Aaron Nola has been getting banged up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, no one talks about
What?
for the Cardinals, freaking Goldschmidt.
Oh, Goldschmidt. Yeah.
This
He's
dude,
an MVP candidate.
this dude, yeah, another quiet guy, but then there he is. Okay, this dude's batting .317, 35 homers, 115 runs batted in. His OBP is .404, and he had 178 hits. Talk
Dude, he was
about
hitting .340 for most of the year.
this is a dog. This dude right here. Okay, he's a dog. He's one of those. He ain't one of them porch ones. He's out in the front lawn. He's that dog. Okay, so I mean, everybody, and I get it because everybody's been enamored with what Pujols did late in the season, and they should have been. It was historic. But this motherfucker, all season long, has just been, shows up, punching the clock, shows up, punching the clock. He reminds me of Manny Ramirez in his heyday with the Red Sox. Manny was a given 310, 315, 320, given 35, 40 home runs, given between 115 and 130 yards. You just wake up, and that's what he had every year for like literally 7 straight years. Manny Ramirez was worth the money. Okay, that was probably the best move the Red Sox ever made because he made Poppy better.
All right, don't turn this into a Red Sox.
Yeah, but the point is, I'm saying
Red Sox are out of it.
I'm saying this dude reminds me of him, and that bodes well for the Cardinals.
Swing nothing like each other.
No,
but in terms of consistency,
he doesn't miss.
In terms of consistency,
here's what they're like. They don't miss. Okay, that is what they're like. They get the fat part of the bat on the ball. That's okay. That's what they need to do. And this guy is across the board good. Okay, and then somewhere in that lineup is Albert Pujols.
Well, he doesn't even play every day.
No, he doesn't. But you've got him. Geez, talk about a nice problem to have.
I think Pujols is susceptible, especially to right-handed pitching.
Has he ever won? He won a World Series, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
I think they won 2.
He's got 2,
St.
right?
Louis.
Yeah, he's got 2, right? Yeah. So
dude, Albert Pujols
no
is probably the greatest hitter of what I call my generation.
He is. If you look across the board,
his last 10 years have been.
Yeah, well, he's been injured.
It's
things.
His first 10 years of his career were probably the best 10 years I've ever seen.
Insane.
But after that, he just kind of. It's something about Anaheim.
Anaheim, people go there to die.
When you go to Anaheim, even if you're good, nobody even sees you.
No one cares.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And they're not good.
I know.
It's like, how can they have that dude O'Shante or a player like Ohtani, whatever? He can't, and you can't contend with a guy. Nobody has a guy like that.
Him and Mike Trout.
And you can't contend. You can't even get a wild card spot.
You can't even be competitive.
No, it's like.
So the crazy part is they were playing really well early in the season, and then they lost like 15 straight.
Yeah, I remember that. They lost 15
in a row.
And basically the season
fired Joe Madden.
Yeah, the season just
and everything went to hell.
Everything went to shit.
And now Mike Trout has a aging back, a deteriorating spine.
Yeah.
That could be wrong. He does have a back issue. And as a Mets fan, I saw a back issue completely end an amazing player's career in David Wright. So I hope that doesn't happen to Mike Trout.
Yep.
But let's get back to the damn.
So the back
Phillies
of the
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think the Cardinals win that series.
But I think it goes 3.
Yeah.
I think Philly takes 1. I do.
I
think so.
That'd be awesome.
I think the Tampa-Cleveland series goes 3. I'm going to call the upset here. I'm going to call Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I am.
I want
because
to
I'll tell you right now, all it takes is one of those guys to have an off night because they can't hit.
Yeah.
They can't hit. That's their one problem, and all it takes is one.
It's so
But
tough
it's going to go 3.
Tampa. It's so tough to go against Tampa.
It is, and
They're
I'm
so
saying
professional.
They are, and they've been there. They've been there.
I'm
before.
going Tampa.
Yeah, so I'm taking. That's my underdog pick. I'm going with Cleveland. And then I'm sorry. Let's get. We got 2 more here to look at real quick.
Seattle, Toronto is the next one.
This is another one. I mean, you can't listen. You can't talk about styles making fights. This is just. I love this. I absolutely love this. And Toronto's offense is good enough to win the whole damn thing. It really is. Their pitching will be their downfall probably. Seattle.
Toronto, man.
Seattle has the pitching. They've got pitching. But I think Toronto's bats are going to do just enough to get by them, and I think that's going to go 3. But I've got Toronto winning that one.
You got Toronto over Seattle.
Yep, in 3.
Okay, so that's going to be my upset pick of the weekend. Seattle beats Toronto.
Okay.
Just because I don't have another underdog pick, and I think it's possible.
I think all of these are possible. I don't think I wouldn't be shocked on either of these. I don't know that there's going to be a sweep. If there is going to be a sweep, believe it or not, I think it's going to be the Mets and the Padres.
Mets sweeping the
I
Padres?
think the Mets are going to sweep. I think the Mets are so fucking mad, and they've been hearing it from the media ever since what they did at the end of this season, the nosedive they took, and the fact that if they'd win one of those games, that's going to be shoved down their throat. If it hasn't been already.
I think they're sick of it.
I think they're sick of hearing it, and they're going to come out with like a bloodthirsty Wolverine who hasn't eaten in a week. Yeah. And and the thing is, the Padres have this attitude about them. I just don't believe in them. Like, you hear them talk, and they're just like, they're trying to say the right things, but they just can't help themselves. It's like,
remember when that one asshole was talking about Tatis, how he needed to grow up?
Him.
And then there was all this shit on him about what he had done during COVID.
I'm like, they are the.
And it was
who's the other great player that's kind of a nut, floater? What's his name? He came over from.
Was talking about Machado?
Machado. He's another one.
You think?
They're supremely talented, but he is.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I think he's a good leader.
Yeah, look who. That lineup, is proof that he's not, because these guys. Thank you. You just made my point.
I mean, I don't know anything about those guys personally.
No, Machado is a great player, but he reminds me of Manny Ramirez. Problem is, there's no David Ortiz and Pedro Martinez and Kurt Schilling to keep him in line. Okay, there's no one out there like that. So, I mean, he's a supremely talented player who can do anything in the game.
But he usually says the right and does the right things, I think. I've seen him do some weird shit, like stepping on people's feet.
He's done some weird shit. And I've seen it. I saw it happen in the World Series against us when we beat him in 2018. And before that, there was talk about he was a space shot. Now, look, maybe he's matured in the past couple of years. That's certainly possible.
You beat who in the World Series?
He was on the Dodgers when we beat them. I'm sorry, who did we beat? We beat on the way. We beat him in the playoffs on the way there. What team was he on? I can't remember.
Well, if it was on the way there, then he would have had to be on the Orioles, but I don't think that's when it was. Was he on the Dodgers?
I think he was on the Dodgers. I think we beat him in the World Series. He was on that.
So he went from the Orioles to the Dodgers to the Padres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he did, yeah.
I didn't realize
and he was he had a good series against the Red Sox. But he was just the stuff that coming he's out there.
All right, so before we get on that series, back to Toronto and Seattle. Mm-hmm. So when you look at them, while the averages are very far apart, because Toronto leads the league and Seattle's 26th in the league. Mm-hmm. When it comes to home runs, the Blue Jays are 7th in the league in home runs hit.
Yeah.
And the Mariners are 9th.
9th.
But only 3 home run difference.
That's crazy.
When you look at Toronto, you think those guys hit bombs.
Well, their averages,
right?
They hit everything.
But they hit everything.
They hit everything.
But
they don't.
But then you look at
Toronto does not discriminate. They hit everything.
It's true. Yeah.
They don't. I mean, if their pitching wasn't so suspect, I mean, they'd win 100 games easy.
Yeah.
Because they hit that well. But I mean, the bottom line is, I think because of Seattle's pitching, it goes 3. By the end, the number one offense is the number one offense, and I think that will prevail.
Yeah.
Because I think Seattle's pitching is good, but it's not the Mets pitching, and it's not the A's pitching, and it's not
A's.
I mean the
Atlanta baseball team.
Atlanta baseball team, and it's not the Dodgers. It's not one of them. Okay, it's not the Astros. It's not them. So I mean, to me, that's going to be their undoing. Eventually, they're going to have to.
Team ERA. Dodgers, Astros, Yankees, Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. Atlanta baseball team, Guardians, Mets, Mariners. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
The top 8 ERAs in baseball are in the playoffs. I guess that's not surprising.
Pitching beats hitting. That's how Toronto's here.
Then the Angels come in at number 9. Then it goes back to playoff teams.
Yeah.
St. Louis, San Diego.
That is not a surprise. The surprise is Toronto but their hitting is number 1.
Yeah. Phillies are 17th. They have the worst team ERA in the playoffs.
So, I mean, this is the thing. And yes, good pitching. When I say good, but I mean what we're talking about here. Top 3, 4 shuts that lineup down.
Yeah.
Or can. You know, it doesn't mean they can't get over on them because they can too, but that's a great compelling matchup.
Well, Toronto with I love how they have all those players who are sons of former major
players.
leaguers.
Yeah.
You got Guerrero Jr.'s kid,
Yeah.
Dante Bichette's kid.
Yeah.
I think is Craig Biggio's kid on the team
he's there too. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty amazing.
And I might be missing one.
Yeah. So no, but the thing is that this is why I keep telling you need to this weekend. Look, I get footballs. I love football, but this is going to be fun.
And then you have Julio Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. Remember the rookie for Seattle?
Yeah, I do.
Who won the home run derby?
Yeah, him. He's in it. I'm telling you, this is just styles make fights. So they're everywhere.
But then you get to the night game.
Yeah.
Mets Padres.
Yeah.
You think that's going to be a sweep?
Again, and there's 2 reasons for this. Okay, one. Okay, I don't like the Padres have this aura about them, like they're just going to turn it on. Oh, you're really just going to turn it on, huh? And you're going to turn it on against a 101-win team? Okay. That has 2 starters named DeGrom and freaking Scherzer in it? Okay, good luck with that. Okay. So, by the way, they're pissed off too. Because they choked last week, and oh boy, they can't wait for you. Oh, and you know what's they're hearing? How you beat them in the regular season series too. You think that one isn't going right up their ass right now? Good luck with that.
Okay, so let me just say this.
I think the Mets are sick and tired of hearing that they blew this thing.
The optimist in me says exactly that. And
I'm not an optimist. I'm just being real.
no, I'm saying that's what the optimist in me says. And I said it the other night. I said sometimes it's good for a team to fall on their face
right before the dance.
Because a lot of times in order to really bust through the ceiling and achieve your goal, sometimes you have to fail. And shit, why not fail when then it still allows you a chance to reach your ultimate goal?
Sometimes you have to fail in an embarrassing fashion.
Right, yeah.
Because it's usually teams like that turn it around. And go, like, the perfect example, the Patriots get blown out in Monday Night Football by 40-something to 10 to the Chiefs, and everyone proclaims the Patriots
that was week 5.
Are dead.
Wasn't it?
Yep, they're dead. And Bill Belichick gave the one great speech of his life on to Cincinnati. And then they won the Super Bowl that year. Okay? They fell flat on their face, and they just never, it was just that.
Don't make this about the Patriots.
I'm not. I'm saying.
About the Mets.
I'm saying that, think about what happened this past weekend to the Mets.
I know.
They led the whole effing
I said it on Monday. I said,
they fell on their face.
You fell on your face,
and
now you need to wake
up
and realize.
And everyone is questioning your mental state right now because they look at you like a team with a ton of talent that they're a bunch of mental midgets. Look, all Atlanta had to do was stare them down, and they wet down their pants.
Yep.
And that's what people are saying about them. I've been hearing it for 72 hours. Okay? That's all they're saying. Yeah, a lot of talent, but mental midgets. No, they're done. They have no shot. They had to win that division. They can't. There's no other way they could. They're saying that you're weak mentally. That's what they're saying. And look, if Buck Schultz,
like.
if Truck No Malter has any fucking sack or brains, he's taking every damn bit of this audio and playing it when they walk into the locker room.
I don't think he's doing that.
Well, he should.
I don't think he's doing that.
I think he should.
You got to be careful though, because there are certain people that would hurt.
Good. I don't care. Because you know what? If that bothers you, you're the problem anyway.
Not true. Okay? Not true. Everybody reacts to shit differently.
Oh, they're going to be hurt. You know what he should do? He should bring out the milk and cookies.
I'm not saying that.
Maybe some ice cream.
People need to understand what is what. But I'm saying certain people don't respond to a beatdown.
Well,
however,
let's hope none of them are in your locker room, because if that's the case, you're going home. Okay,
well,
you're going home.
That's why I said the optimist in me says what you said, and I said that on Monday night. I said the Mets need to trash the Nationals, destroy them, like they don't even exist, and then not lose another fucking game. So the optimist in me thinks that that's going to happen. They're going to blow through the Padres,
I think they are,
and then they're going to shock the Dodgers. they're going to come out and win game 1 against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are going to go, shit, we're in a best of 3 with the Mets, and they just took game 1.
Yeah.
So the optimist in me says that. Mm-hmm. And once that happens, anything is possible. Okay.
The problem is that is possible.
Of course.
That you're not. This isn't the USA hockey team trying to beat the Russians. No. That was not possible. No. This is possible. Right. Okay, that's the thing.
The Mets have been good all year.
The Mets have the Mets are a 101 win team. We were talking about this before we went on the air tonight, going, how do you trash a 101 win team? Hey, fun fact for you. You know how good the Mets are? The Red Sox won 4 World Series titles in this century. Not one of those teams won 100 games in the regular season. Not one.
It's rare.
The closest one was the one that came back on the Yankees. They were 98 and 65. That was not. There was no other one that went over 100 games. Not one.
Yep.
That's how good the Mets are.
No, the Mets are a very good team.
This is all between the ears, as we said 2 days ago. And if that's what it is, that's why I am blowing all that sound in there about how they're a bunch of chokers, how they're this. Because here's the thing that happens. The first thing you do is you get mad. Then you go out and you do something about it. But you got to get mad first.
Okay.
And right now they should be mad. Okay. They should be mad that they're playing on this first weekend when they should be sitting at home resting. They should be.
Here's another thing they can be mad about. The only team in the big leagues that didn't get to celebrate their accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they clinched the playoffs a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
they were in a race for the division.
They had a small celebration.
Yeah, they were still in the race for the division.
But they didn't pop champagne.
Nope.
They didn't put plastic up.
Because those stupid goggles.
Because they said
those stupid Black Manta Aquaman goggles.
They said this wasn't our goal.
No, it wasn't their goal.
This was a big accomplishment on the way to it. Uh-huh. So they just had a very chill, let's reflect, which I liked.
Pizza and Coke.
I liked.
Pizzas and Coke.
No,
Cokes and pizzas on
I think they did drink. But it wasn't the crazy.
It wasn't that.
Put the plastic up,
I wasn't that shit.
So I'd be pissed about that because it's like, you know what? We didn't even get to celebrate. And that's the way it feels for the fans, too. It's like this team accomplished so much. But because of the way it ended, we want to forget every moment of this season.
Of a 101-win season.
And I said this earlier in the season that I hate the fact that there's so many Mets moments, so many amazing Mets moments in my lifetime. But because the season or the game didn't end the way I wanted it to, I don't remember those moments with positive energy.
You don't get the feelies.
There's no sentimentality.
The feel goodies, the goody feels. Yeah, you don't have them.
And I know. I need to be better as a fan. I'm really better as a man when it comes to when you experience something that brings you joy. You need to be able to appreciate that. Even if 10 minutes from now, you don't feel joy anymore.
Sure.
That's just the way life works. You don't consistently feel good about everything.
You ever heard the phrase, stop and smell the roses?
Exactly. And it's like...
Enjoy the journey. Don't
I need to... This is... Actually, so I can't remember the last time the Mets won 101 games.
I don't remember them doing it.
But I want to say this is the first time in my lifetime. I think that could be wrong, though.
They didn't do it in 2015? Was that really good?
Oh, no, they were a wild card team in 2015.
What was the other one? Was it 2006? Oh, 2006?
2006, they were really good. They might have won 98.
Okay. They weren't quite there, though.
But I could be wrong.
Right.
It feels like I've never seen it.
Okay. Right.
And it's like, I need to be able to appreciate that.
Yeah.
And not look at it as if it's some kind of stained season.
And I understand that, and you're right. Okay, and look, let's not be. The reason I'm thinking they're going to sweep the Padres has more to do with the Mets than it does with the Padres. The Padres have a very dangerous lineup; they can hit on anybody. Okay,
and their pitching is ridiculous.
Their pitching is ridiculous too. I just don't. Their mentality. If we're going to flip a switch, listen. Until you flip that switch, you can't act like you flipped that switch.
Yeah,
because you haven't actually done it yet. Okay, and if they do that, I'll tip my cap to them. And go, okay, you backed it up. But they're always going to flip a switch. I don't know you can flip a switch on a team coming in under the circumstances that this one is coming on. Because they have a different switch that they're going to flip. Okay? It's a different switch. So. It's called beatdown. Okay? It's not about, here comes our talent. No, it's about they're not going to see that pukey, brown, mustard yellow, white, ugly looking, disgusting, makes it look like what you had for lunch uniform. They're going to see, we just blew the division. They're going to see rage. Okay? That's a whole different thing. And I think they're going to play like that this weekend. I'd be shocked if they didn't, put it that way.
I really hope you're right.
Well, I also know the backyard they live in. Okay? So, and I know what the New York tabloids are saying about them.
God, yeah.
So they can't avoid it.
Trash.
You can't avoid it. You have one option if you are a Mets. Win the whole fucking thing. You want to shut all those people up?
Exactly.
You want and Judge, God love him, by the way, shout out to him, by the way, for passing Maris. But I mean, the Yankees are the glitz glamour. You're the poor stepchild. This is you. That's who you are right
you're
now.
a little brother.
You're a little brother. Okay, you want to do something right now. There, in a year when that dude cut past Maris and they won that division that they won, that ridiculous division, for you guys to come out and win the whole, oh my God, talk about the mother of all shut the fuck ups. That would be it. Okay,
Yeah, it would.
that would be it. And in that media market, you can't avoid it anyway. You couldn't. No way. So I
listen to this. Something interesting. I heard talk today, and this could be complete bullshit. That the Mets are considering starting Scherzer in Game 1 and holding DeGrom for the division series. Not pitching him.
I guess that would depend on how Game 1 went. If you feel that good about it.
Because here's the thing. If you go Scherzer, DeGrom back to back, you mess up the rotation. Because Game 1 starts on, is it Tuesday or...
They don't give them a lot of turn.
Monday.
They should do like a midweek Wednesday. Give it just that's something about baseball. Get this thing right. Give it a couple extra. Let them line their pitching back up.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to see if you want to see the best, that's the right way to do it.
But see, what what Major League Baseball will say is, no, you should win your division, then you won't have to do that.
That you're already getting the first weekend off.
I know.
And you're getting home field. What the fuck else do you want?
You want their pitching to be
as
depleted as possible.
No, that's too much. That's
Tuesday.
too much.
So October 11th is Tuesday.
Yes, they get 1 day if it goes 3.
So that's
because it could be a 2-0 sweep and you get an extra day.
So let's say DeGrom throws on Friday, okay, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Tuesday,
that's short rest. DeGrom can't throw on short rest.
No, he can't.
So if Scherzer goes Game 1, right?
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, he can get 5 days.
Yeah.
Or no. If Scherzer goes Game 1 and you save DeGrom starts the division series.
He doesn't even pitch in this round.
Scherzer starts Game 2 on regular rest.
Exactly.
5 days.
Yeah, and then you're kind of where you want to be.
And then Bassett can come back. Because I guess you would go Scherzer, Bassett.
But that's if they sweep him.
Right. Scherzer and Bassett would have to sweep.
Yeah, which is possible.
But imagine if
that would be the money. You know that we call it on swingers. We call it that's the money move. That's money.
He's so money, baby.
He's so money. So you're so money you don't even fucking know it. You are money. Okay. And if Muck Titwalder there, whatever his name is, Titfarter, whatever, if he pulls that off, then he looks like a genius. So, and by the way, given the fact that he's due, he needs a genius moment. I think Buck needs a genius moment. And that would be it. By the way. Getting that lineup, that pitching staff.
But imagine, okay, so yeah, I do kind of like that plan because DeGrom has just not looked good anyway.
Hey Mets, put the fucking lineup back where it was and just leave it the fuck alone.
Well, they can't because Starling Marte is still not in it. It's crushing us right now.
So he's not going to play in this series.
No, and he might not play. You know, that's the thing that fucking sucks.
Broken finger?
They're playing a shit team in Pittsburgh. And the pitcher can't throw strikes, and he breaks Marte's finger September 6th, and he hasn't played in a month. And that changed their season. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
They should be able to overcome him.
I agree.
They've got way more than necessary to do that. This isn't.
I agree. He's such a focal point of their
No, he
offense.
puts them at another level. But they're good enough to get to that where they should be able to get to the NLCS.
I agree.
And they need him against they need him against whoever if it's Atlanta. So
the NLDS.
The NLDS Dodgers. Yeah. Well, he should be good enough to get to that. He should be able to play in that series. Well, hopefully he does. But in any event,
that's
you didn't give me
Tuesday.
I've got the Mets in a sweep. What do you? I'm assuming you're picking the Mets. But what do you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going with the optimistic side of me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say Mets take the first 2.
So sweep.
I I don't know what they're going to do with their pitching. That really has me curious. And I'm a little scared because you got Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove going. Two of the best pitchers in the league. Yu Darvish just got Pitcher of the Month in the National League.
Yes, he did. I saw that.
He's got 2 starts against the Mets this year. His ERA is .64 against them.
Yeah.
So in 9 innings, not even giving up an entire run.
No, I mean he's legit. They are.
So the Mets have to be different.
Yeah.
The Mets have to be different. They have to.
I mean, Darvish,
gotta be at their
16
best.
wins. Musgrove has an ERA 2.9. Darvish, 197 strikeouts.
In terms of ERA, their top 3 has better ERAs than our top 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's close.
Yeah, it's
It's comparable.
Very close.
Your offense, believe it or not, I think is better than theirs.
Which is ridiculous
Yeah.
when you look at the firepower.
I think your offense actually statistically was better.
Runs scored and hits and average. Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is, like I said, this is what. But that's the thing. They have yet to flip this switch they think they have. Okay, and if they're
Why would they do it now?
Why would they suddenly just do it now? Because now they're facing a team that can look them in the eye, match them pitch for pitch, swing for swing, and is pissed off. Okay, at least they should be.
But how much?
Okay?
How much do you think it factors in that the Padres went 4-2 against them in the regular season?
I think that's gonna piss the Mets off too.
You think so?
Yes, I do. Because I think
So you don't think
the
that-
Braves are walking in with the attitude of. I mean, not the Braves. The Padres are walking with the attitude of like, look, we know, but if we play our A game, it's as good as even the Dodgers. That's their mind. That's the way they carry themselves. I personally don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
not.
I think they may have talent level on there, but talent level and what you play to are two different things. They're two different things. Don't confuse talent, okay, with performance.
The Dodgers
okay?
are what, 50 games over?
The Dodgers are almost inhuman. Okay, so
not
the
even
thing
close.
is, the teams that compare with the Dodgers are not in their division. It's the Mets and it's Atlanta,
Yeah.
and it's probably the Astros and the Yankees because of their offense. You know, so that's who people. No one's picking the Padres.
No.
To get no one is okay, and they shouldn't be. But the Padres seem to think
if the Padres somehow played up to all that talent, they should be as good as anyone.
they should be. But this is the thing. I've seen.
They got Juan Soto.
Do you know how many teams we can say this about in the history of sports system that had the talent to be that
No,
good,
you're
but they
right.
never hit it
You're
because
right.
talent's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, so this is the thing I keep telling people is that you can have all the talent in the world, but at the end of the day, what's between the ears is the most important thing. Always has been. I forget who said it. John J. Rambo. The mind is the best weapon. The mind.
Who's John J. Rambo?
Rambo, First Blood.
Oh, that was his name, John J.
John J. Rambo, John
didn't know
J.
that.
Yes, Indian German descent. So basically, he was like a Nazi soldier.
Sylvester
meets an Apache.
Stallone
Stallone.
was what, German?
Rambo
Like Native American?
is like Indian, Native American, German descent. So he's got like that Nazi thing in him, and then he's got that whole Indian, like, killer in him. Like that's his combination, like this superhuman machine, a pure killing machine. Only
Okay,
how to win a
Rambo.
war. Yeah. So that's the Mets, a pure killing machine. Actually, that's who the Padres think they are. They think they're Rambo. They think they can just they can pull an arrow back and wipe out a village with one arrow because it has dynamite on
Well,
it.
hopefully
So-
the Mets do that.
Well, I think the Mets between the years are different than the Padres. That's what I'm banking on. And I think I'm right about that.
Hope you're right, sir.
So, anyway, that's our baseball preview. We'll take a quick break, come back, segment 2, NFL preview.
47 minutes.
Well, it's a playoff preview. Well, it's supposed to be 15.
No, I mean, we just had a lot to say.
We had a lot. Yes, these series. We went through every series, and we should have. Because I think they're all going to be good. I think the one that's going to surprise people is going to be what the Mets do to the Padres.
Hope you're right.
I know you do. So we're going to wet the whistle. That's what we're going to do. We'll be right back. Segment 2, NFL. You get a cold when hey, the week is all half over, baby. Tomorrow's Thursday night football. Got to talk about the menu too, by the way. For down at Donneybrooks. Anyway,
right.
We'll be right back in just a quick few minutes. Grab that cold and see you on the other side.